Alright fellas, here we are back in Pokemon Masters, and that's not where it should be. Anyway, so, we have Palmer and Regigigas dropping tomorrow, as of the time of uploading this anyway. I'm actually pre-recording this the day before this video should go up, because I want to test out something with the upload schedule and see if it works, and if it does work, I'll try and make it a permanent change. For the most part, you know, what I can control. Anyway, so this is going to be the Palmer and Regigigas summon or skip video. Should you summon for this character or not? I'm going to say it's definitely not clear-cut. We're obviously going to go into the details here in a little bit, but before going into the details, going kind of off of what I remember and everything, I don't think it's super clear-cut. I probably would recommend skipping him, though there is the note that being Regigigas, being a normal type character, this guy is the god of off-typing. He is not super effective against a single type, obviously, being normal. So everything that you're about to see is him off-type, and he looks batshit insane just looking at that. So I want that to be known. I want that to be put out there, right? Obviously, he's not going to be able to be super effective against anything, but he's going to apply a lot of good off-type looking numbers. So do keep that in mind, and that is obviously one of the most valuable things that a character can do in this game. My reason for saying you shouldn't summon for him is because Neo Champion Red is also a very good off-typer. Plus, he's got the benefit of being super effective against ice, right? Or ice-weak opponents. It's, you know, whatever. But Red does a lot of damage, a lot of good damage. Master Fair, rare to pull. Overall, probably an easier to use unit. Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to think about it a little bit. But Palmer, he's got a couple problems that make him not so good. Well, okay, he's good and he's great. He is a god. But he's got some problems that make him probably less appealing to players than Red because of a potential, you know, ease of use problem or something like that. Anyway, I digress. Let's look at Palmer here. So, 5-star here, 5-star level 140 stats, 689 HP, that's pretty solid, 336 attack, that's fine, 161 in both defenses, that's fine as well, 297 speed, a little low, but it's Regigigas, you know, he's a slow fuck, that's gonna happen. That's fine, these stats are fine overall, and of course, level 150, he can get extra stats, as well as the EX and the EX roll, which he does have an EX roll. He is a striker, normal type, of course, so he's got the AoE sync move with the EX. He is a tech with the EX roll, so he gets the 1.5 times damage multiplier, which is obviously very good, getting that extra damage in from your sync move, as well as it being AoE. It's like Sigma Suit Steven all over again, where you've got these high-powered sync moves from the tech EX, and it's AoE. So that's pretty good. But of course, you have to, you know, use your tech roll on him. So you have to do that, right? Anyway, he's obviously going to be dropping September 16th, lasting until October 6th. This gives you a little under 3 weeks in order to try and pull for him. So if you're going to pull for him, make sure you do it within that time frame. Of course, we will have time until the data mine to pull for him as well, so do keep that in mind. You can look at the data mine, see what the fall pairs are, see what other pairs releasing that, you know, that month are, and whatever else, and you can try and pull for him then. So do keep that in mind. You can definitely wait. But of course, if you want to go for Palmer now, that's fair. I will be. I hopefully. And looking at his passive skills here, he has Sync, Buff, and Hit, Physical Boost 3, 9, increases the physical moves next by 3 ranks when its attack move is successful while its team has a Sync buff. Holy shit, this is pretty much slow start put into a passive. If you have a Sync buff on your team, every time he lands an attacking move, he's going to be getting plus 3 physical moves next. This is like using Special Costume Steven's trainer move on him repeatedly. Except he does it by himself, and every time he lands an attacking move, which he has 2 of. Pretty good, alright? Pretty good. But, of course, that is also to mitigate the fact he does not do super effective damage, and I would say that definitely makes up for it. Quite a bit. He's got Sync Freebie, applies free moves next to the user when using its Sync move. This is great because he does have some 4-gauge moves, so you want to make sure you can do these moves and, you know, not worry too much about gauge. And then Max Move, free moves next, applying free moves next after using his Max moves, which he does have. So, even more free moves next, very good. So, this is very nice, having gauge efficiency as well as some physical moves next. He's already looking really insane. You've come this far, his trainer move raises his attack by 3, his crit by 2, and increases his physical moves next by 1. This is very straightforward, actually. God, I did not remember all of this, I'm going to be honest. Holy crap, that's a great trainer move, of course, no downside. Use it twice, you got max crit, max attack, and plus 2 physical moves next. You can just start whipping out moves very easy. Normal Wish creating normal zone. This is one small problem that he has, is that he can't consistently land these crush grips, his buddy move, his max moves, and whatever else, because he's got to set up normal zone. Now, does he have to? Probably not. Realistically, probably not. He's probably going to do insane damage anyway. But to maximize damage for himself and potential partners, think about Hugh and Whitney, and Holiday Whitney. These characters, probably want the normal zone in order to do some good damage, whether it be with their nuke, DPS, whatever. So you want to keep that in mind. He's going to have to set up normal zone if you're running him with other normal partners. For himself, for the most part, he'll probably be fine on the DPS end, even if it is off-type, but normal zone is going to definitely mitigate any problems you may have. So you got to probably waste turns doing your attacking options by using normal wish. It's kind of like Lucas and Dialga. They have a really powerful Roar of Time, but you can't use it all the time because you're busy using Dragon Wish and stuff like that. So that could be a small problem, but it's not a big problem, right? Normal zone is definitely a big payoff for, having to waste a turn to not do any damage. So it makes up for it. He's got Crush Grip, a 4-gauge move, 260 base power at 1 out of 5, over 300 at 5 out of 5. How much power is that at 4 out of 5? 299 at 4 out of 5, so my gosh. Literally hits for a sync move. That's a stupid move, dude. The smaller the target's percentage of remaining HP, the lower the power of this attack. That sounds bad, and I can understand that, but you gotta consider the first move you land on them is gonna be doing an immense amount of damage. Probably the second move you land on them is gonna be doing an immense amount of damage, especially because you're cranking up your physical moves next so much, and you've got your normal wish. This dude's just gonna be cranking numbers, and it's gonna be absolutely insane. So this Crush Grip doing less damage whenever the enemy's HP is lower, not bad. Especially because you can probably finish them off with the max moves, his buddy move, or better yet, the sync move, which is not going to be a bad idea either. And speaking of the buddy move, he's got Giga Impact. It's probably a pun on Regigigas. Giga Impact, Gigas, Regigigas is a lot of alliteration, right? A lot of alliteration there. But yeah, anyway, Giga Impact. I need to zoom in a little bit more for this, or I want to rather. So, 400 power, 4-gauge, 1 use, already very appealing. Accuracy is 100. Target is any, an opponent, whatever, normal. Effect tag heals. I don't even remember what this does. Oh, never mind. Activation condition. When the user uses any move, sync move, or max move a total of 5 times. And the deactivation condition is when the move is used, which is fine because you can only use it once anyway. Who cares? So you've got to use 5 moves total, counting max moves and sync moves, which means 1, 2, 3, sync move 4, and then 5 is any of these other abilities that he's got. So if you use his sync move turn 1, or not turn 1, the first sync move you do, if that is his sync move, you would have to use another move after that, and then you unlock this ability here. So you're definitely going to be unlocking it very easily in the stadium. Later on in the battle, probably better anyway. And you can unlock this ability to where it's going to do some good shit. Obviously, 400 base power is good, but lowers target's defense by 6 and restores his own HP by 50% of the maximum. So, not only is this guy doing a friggin' sync move just as a normal move, he's also lowering enemy defense from nothing to max debuff in a single turn, and he's also restoring his own HP by half. That, I don't think I need to state how good that is, especially because if you're, okay, it's a more of a niche setup, but if you're running him as like a support type of role, and you want to get defense debuffs quickly, you use this move, enemy has -6 defense, and now your ally who may have like Relentless or something, a multiplier that works off of defense debuffs, they got their stuff maxed in a single turn. I think it's also insult to injury. Yeah, that's the DPS version. So that's good. Obviously that's more of a niche setup, but most of the time you're going to use this move, and then your next Crush Grip is probably going to sink the enemy into the dirt. Or you use their max move, and even better, they're gone. Bye-bye, sayonara. Combine these two abilities especially, because not only are you going to have this 400 power move here on top of normal zone, you're also going to have +3 physical moves next from the user, the physical boost, sync buff, and whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? If you've got a sync buff, right, you got yourself a sync buff from your support EX from Palmer, whoever uses the Sync move, you use a Crush Grip, you get +3 physical moves next from that, then you use your Giga Impact, which has +3 physical moves next on top of Normal Zone. And then, after using your Giga Impact, which will also give you this ability, passive whatever, to activate, you'll then probably use your max move, 450 base power, by the way, max strike, and probably, if that does not kill the opponent, then you're running like strength and HP, or some shit, man, because that is a lot of stuff. The only thing that holds this back is the 336 attack, which you can mitigate with the level 150, with the EX, and the EX roll. Not so much the EX roll, because realistically no one's going to have that other than people who are not going to watch this video, but whatever. And this is all at 1 out of 5. Obviously, the Sync move, 300 base power, whatever. All targets, no effect, tech EX for the EX roll, whatever, right? Basic stuff. And also max strike lowers enemy speed by 2. Relatively decent, whatever, nothing super crazy. It can be probably good for his grid, which I think has Cakewalk in it somewhere. Anyway, good stuff. Really good stuff. This is a great 1 out of 5 kit. He's going to be doing great damage. He's going to be doing great damage. That's pretty much all you can say. He's obviously going to be setting up Normal Zone as well, which is very, very useful for a couple normal characters. No one's super insane, generally. Like Special Costume Steven here, he's got himself the Restraining Sync up 9, as well as the innate multiplier of Relentless. So you've got 2 options here in order to do some good damage, with his Sync move. Probably better to use Palmer's, though, realistically, but still, for a Tech EX, you've got Special Costume Steven. Holiday Whitney, also pretty good Tech EX. She's got a Terrain Sync up 9 here, as well as Interference Sync 9, as well as the 50% multiplier of having a Terrain active. I think it's 50%. I could be wrong, but still. 3 different multipliers for her as well. Very good Tech EX as well, off of a 400 attack stat, so that's nice. Obviously, Hugh, probably the most notable benefitter. Sync Power Flux, Furious Brawn, Haymaker. He's got a lot of good ways to benefit off of everything that Palmer can do. Obviously, the head charge with the physical moves next and stuff like that. Hugh's got a good lot of ways to benefit from Palmer and everything, right? Reckless Boost 9. Obviously, he's going to be probably the best benefitter of Palmer. May and Lopunny, not really, I guess. Yeah, no, this unit doesn't benefit that much. Other than that, I mean, normal Whitney actually, I think, has a solid nuke. Yeah, she's got Inertia and Interference Sync 5 on top of the, multiplier here whenever the enemy is paralyzed. They've got that as well. So, you got a pretty good nuke with Whitney here. 351 attack at 5 stars. If you want to run Whitney here, there you go. Relatively good option. Norman. Oh, Norman. I can't believe they did my boy that bad. That is upsetting. Whatever. You can try him. He'll probably put in something, but honestly, Palmer's just going to carry that showcase. Palmer's just going to carry that. I may run him with Norman for fun, but no, whatever. Anyway, most of the characters that benefit, Hugh, Holiday Whitney, Special Costume Steven, those are the bigger ones, right? Those are the bigger ones. Not too many normal type characters to benefit, since most of them are relegated to support or some other niche use, like Gladion and May here. But you can still make use of them, right? But still, Palmer himself, great damage dealer. That's what he's meant for. It's meant to be just for him to do a lot of good damage. That's mostly how they want to build him. Anyway, let's look at the grid. Let's go ahead and get into this. 1 out of 5, pretty much nothing for the most part, obviously. 2 out of 5, woohoo! 2 Sync nodes, Chase down 1, Slow Opponent Sync 9, Catalyst, Normal Zone, Move Gauge up 2, HP Recovery, I guess, sure, whatever. Mostly just this stuff, though. 2 out of 5 is not actually too bad. That's a funny sentence. 2 out of 5 is not actually too bad here. The Normal Zone move gauge increase, right? 20% gauge increase, that's nice, especially because he is a very slow fuck. The Slow Opponent Sync 2, 20% Sync power up whenever enemy's speed is lowered. Obviously, they're going to have speed lowered from the max moves, right? So you can definitely do that. Chase down 1, 10% damage buff here. 2 Sync nodes as well. Not the worst 2 out of 5, I'm going to be honest. It's definitely not a bad 2 out of 5. Probably wouldn't pick it up myself because it's quite small of a buff. But a buff is a buff nonetheless. It's not a bad one. And obviously, Catalyst, of course, really good for gauge acceleration. So overall, I'd say the 2 out of 5 is not super insane. I wouldn't say it's I wouldn't say it's Battle Tower Leon levels of good, but it's definitely a decent step for a 2 out of 5 grid. And of course, 3 out of 5. Oh boy. For one, he's got 2 move gauge refreshes on Crush Grip that you can make use of. Obviously, one of them is at 2 out of 5, but, might as well state that. Furious Brawn, 30% DPS multiplier the more his attack is raised. Very good, since he's obviously going to want max attack. Haymaker, 100% sync multiplier here whenever his attack is raised. Obviously, you're going to make full use of that. Again, the sync nodes as well as the 2 sync nodes here. So now you've got 4. Very nice. Let's see. Max countdown 2. Extra sync countdown when you're using your sync move, or max move rather, sorry. So you don't have to worry about having your sync countdown screwed up after using your max moves. You can definitely abuse that, right? That's not too bad. That's not actually too bad. Normal zone NPR, not really too crazy. Combo freebie 2, 30% chance to apply free moves next whenever his attack move is successful. This can be great for, gauge management and whatnot, making it so your gauges are not, too consumed. You can definitely make use of this ability if you need to, though generally, of course, you're going to want to go for the nuking stuff, which I believe is all of this. Also, max strike 100 base power extra. Jesus. 600 base power max move if you pick this up. That is a nuclear weapon of a move, dude. Sorry, that is a nuclear weapon of a move. Max slip up 2 lowers enemy speed by 2 after using the max move. This makes it so it debuffs enemy speed by 4. All enemy speed by 4. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good ability. You can't really lie. Especially pair them up with any more cakewalk users and whatever. Very, very nice. So there is that. Let's see. What would we pick up here with the grid? What would we pick up? Let's see. There's that. We could go for chase down. Maybe. No, okay, we cannot. We cannot. That's fair. Okay. There. Okay, so this will go... never mind. Okay, I guess let's see. We can get rid of one of these sync nodes. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not worried about that. That's not a big problem. I don't know. I'll try and make it grid in a little bit. It's fine. But yeah, so... got a lot of good stuff for the nuking, right? You can get rid of like 1 or 2 of these sync nodes. It's not really too big of a problem. Maybe pick up something like that. I guess that has you 2 sync nodes as well as the chase down 1. Of course, you can get rid of the chase down, and then you could potentially try and pick up something else, whatever. Like get rid of that, and there you go. You got yourself a sync nuke there. Whatever. So plus you got 3 sync nodes here. You got Haymaker for your, nuke. You got Furious Brawn for extra DPS. What else do you need, really? This guy's abilities are so insane already. The physical moves next that he gets from the passive, as well as, the base power of Crush Grip, on top of the Giga Impact, just all the physical moves next spam, the max move damage. This guy is just a god of damage. Only caveats that he needs to say at normal zone every few turns. Which is a big caveat, or a kind of big caveat, but you can definitely, work your way around it. You don't have to worry about it too much. It won't be that bad. So... overall, this Palmer unit is insane. This guy's got a great grid. You can definitely make some different grids if you want. You can try and run like a super maximized nuking grid. You can run a DPS grid. You can run a max move grid. You got some different options you want to run. Obviously, maybe you don't want to nuke with him. That's fair. Haymaker plus 4 sync nodes, well, solid. Nothing super insane, right? His DPS is where he pretty much shines, I would say, right? So maybe you want to make use of that or abuse that for the most part. You can definitely do that. Get yourself the max strike, get yourself the Furious Brawn here, and then maybe try and pick up something else. I don't know. Let's see. Combo freebie. Well, whatever you want to pick up, 24 extra energy, you can go for it. Maybe you want to go for that combo freebie. Maybe you want to go for Catalyst. Though you probably want to do a sync nuke thing with that. Maybe the max slip up for speed debuffs. Whatever. Maybe the max countdown. Yeah, you can pick that up if you want to, not worry about sync countdown. Doesn't matter. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, looking at the 4 to 5, Impervious, nothing insane. Mighty Command, also not really insane. Plus 1 physical moves next when the trainer uses a move. Nothing super insane about this. It's a good ability for sure, but I wouldn't really candy to 4 to 5 for it or get him to 4 to 5, whatever the method is. Soften up 1, crits land more easily when attacking with a sync move. That's just RNG. Sync defense down all 2, lowers enemy defense by 2 after using the user's sync move. This is infinite, so this could actually be a relatively solid ability, but you've also got the ability to make use of the Giga Impact. Only this would be good for, AoE stuff, but being able to debuff 1 enemy's defense to maximum debuff efficiency, that's already good enough. I would say this is definitely not a good 5 out of 5 or 4 out of 5. 2 out of 5 is okay, I guess, but pretty run-of-the-mill, honestly. So, overall, I would say just, get him to 3 out of 5 at best. He doesn't even need 3 out of 5 to work well. 1 out of 5 is just fine. These moves are going to hit for insane damage. He's not going to really face too many problems. But if you do want to get extra damage in, you've got the Furious Brawn, you got the Haymaker, you got the Sync nodes here, you got the Max Strike power up. You can definitely, upgrade his DPS, as well as, of course, the Chase Down and Slow Opponent Sync. Got a lot of different ways to upgrade his damage if you want to with the grid, though realistically, 1 out of 5 is probably going to be enough for him. I'm going to summon for him tomorrow. Hope I can pull him. I'll do a showcase. Or maybe tomorrow? I don't know. Well, not tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow for me right now, but tomorrow for whenever this is uploaded. I don't know. I'll just have to see how that goes, but whatever. Anyway, I digress. I would not summon for Palmer yet, at the very least. He is good, he is strong, he's pretty easy to use realistically, though I'd say red is probably honestly easier to use, and he's probably got a little bit more value with the better partners, right? Obviously, he works well with most characters just in general. He works well with a lot of ice characters as well because of the ice rebuff, which is a little bit bigger of a type than normal, so you can definitely, abuse that. Also, he's got Dana as a great partner that's free. I'm pretty sure if you log in now, maybe? I actually don't know. I don't know, but you can get that, voucher or whatever, pick up Dana. She's got the Ice Master passive, really good unit just in general, especially for being free, so those two work really well together, making this Palmer, and his damage, which, while good, a little bit outclassed by Neo Champion Red, because Neo Champion Red, he can do a lot of crazy stuff. The Palmer, still very, very strong, very crazy unit. I would not blame anyone for summoning for him, hence why I'm summoning. He just looks really fun. This guy looks really fun. Looks like I'm going to probably really enjoy using him, especially with the other Reggies, right? We got Registeel, Regice, and Regirock all in the BP shop now. We can make a triple Reggie team and have a little bit of fun with that, so that'll be fun. Anyway, yeah. Would not recommend going for Palmer, not yet anyway, just wait until the data mine, see what the fall characters are, see what everything else in October is, just wait it out, probably your best bet. If someone else you like more is coming along, go ahead and pick them up instead, though I would not blame you for summoning for Palmer, just because of how strong and crazy he can be. So, anyway, yeah, I'm going to end the video there, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you think about Palmer and Regigigas down in the comments below. Crazy character, man. Crazy character. Finally, we got him in the game after like 4 years now. Literally 4 years, 4-year anniversary. It's crazy. Glad he's here. Awesome. Yeah, I'll see you all later. Good luck on your summons for Palmer if you are going to be summoning for him. Yeah, bye.